Zin, let's go. So hey, what's up everyone? My name is Malik. Some of you may know me from my Instagram, some from Twitter, some from Facebook. I'm not sure, maybe someone just sent you the link to my video, you're watching it. But I usually use my platforms to try to push positivity and ways that people can really uplift themselves. I'm gonna try to use this channel to really just educate people on things like financial education and to also tutorials on like technology, like using so different ways to use social media to design your posts, and also financial education in terms of e-commerce, to do stock videos and things like that. I'm planning to build a channel. Right now I have 0 subscribers. Unless you're my first viewer, you're my first subscriber, shout out to you, respect. But I'm planning to build a channel from 1 to 100 to 1,000 to 100,000 to 1,000,000. We're building it right up, and I hope you follow me through the entire process, So let's get in. I'll have a little introduction. So on my Instagram, I generally use it, and I use all my platforms to push positivity, to push ways that people can uplift themselves, whether financially, emotionally, mentally, just to keep you intact. It's a terrible world out there, a lot of bad things happening to all of us, to some of our family members, people that we know. Seeing things on the news like that can really get us down, I'll have a link in the description down below where you can follow me on my personal page and also my business page, and can keep up to date with positive posts. Also posts where I try to give people insight and views into opportunities I've personally come across when researching for things on the internet. I'm always researching, always trying to find ways to make money, always trying to find new ideas, I find joy in just staying up researching late at night. Sometimes I don't even sleep, I just keep going. I have to find a new thing, or something piques my interest, and I just go off on a tangent about it. I can't stop. I want to know more about it. I want to invest in it. I want to see how I can make money from probably selling it. It's a lot, but I like to use the platforms to really push positivity. You can follow me in the description. I post funny things sometimes, relatable things I share. Who knows, maybe we can even get close and develop a fruitful friendship, and if we're on the same wavelength, we can do a business together. You never know, we can really help each other. So honestly, in this world, there's so much negativity sometimes. I can't blame people for feeling like they should give up, or they're wasting their time working towards their goals, because they feel like they can't reach them, or even there's too much going on for them to even focus and do research to achieve their goals. Like, I understand. So personally, I try to understand things from the perspectives of others, and I try to never judge. Personally, I don't see how I could go wrong by looking for the positives in every situation, or even a person, like what might have led them to do certain actions. Because we're all living different lives. We're all going through different things. Everything hits all of us differently. We have different experiences. What may seem bearable to you, to someone, that's like the feather that breaks the entire structure. That's the last thing that they could barely manage, and they just give up, So we don't really know what's going on in someone's life, And when they react certain ways, sometimes I personally have to step back and say, what might they be going through why they react this way, So that's how I like to take things. So to start things off, thank you for taking the time out to actually click the link wherever you saw it or whoever sent you. And by actually reaching this far and listening to my introduction, I just wanted to give you like a brief understanding of my mindset before actually starting off the video. As you can see, like, I'm very strong on philosophy and understanding why things happen, like the reason behind everything and the reason behind why things are taking place in the world around us. Sorry. So who knows, in the future maybe I can do a separate channel where I go off on a tangent just on my philosophical views of the world and how things are correlated. But for right now, I'm just going to focus on financial education and technology tutorials, you know. So this channel I'll mainly use to educate you on my understanding of methods I'm using to be profitable in the long run, whether it be selling things online, whether it be investing in the stock market, whether it be trading Forex, whether it be making my ideas come to life, you know. So I know entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, but let me just explain. I know most of us, we have our jobs and we have gigs that we use to get active income, but that's limited. After all, I'm just one person. I can't work more than 24 hours per day. I can't work more than 7 days per week, you know. I would die if I just go too hard, you know. So nobody wants to work and never be able to see the fruits of their labor. And instead of living a facade where you work and build credit so that you may borrow an experience, just pay it off on credit and then you go back to work to pay back the credit, it doesn't make sense. I personally, if I had to pay credit to enjoy an experience, I'm not going to enjoy it because I'm already thinking about how I'm going to make the money to pay back that credit, you know. So instead of that, why not find ways that we can multiply our income so we can actually get back some of our time? Because when I'm thinking about ways to make other income, that's time, you know. You have to put in time to do research, you have to put in time to get educated, you put in time, you lose money, you make money. It's a lot that you have to go through if you want to really see success, you know. So that's how I feel about it, and that's what really gives me the drive to keep going. I know my goals, and I actually like researching and putting my money where my mind is and bringing my ideas to life. Even if nobody really knows what I'm doing, if I'm there on the sidelines making money, you don't really have to know, you know. I just do it for myself. It's not really for anyone to see that I make this money in the day or I have done that to make money. It's not for them, it's for me, you know, personally. So let me give you an introduction into the world of selling goods. I've had a store that I worked with my brother where we sell things that people really needed in Jamaica, and it turns out we had a good turnout. Customers like the brand, and we plan to actually get the brand going back and up again. So we solved that problem. The problem that we solved was the AirPods. We noticed a lot of people lost their AirPods. Me and my bro, we had AirPods. We were having the problem of they were always misplaced, they were hard to find, there wasn't no easy way to carry them around. So what we did, we got AirPods cases and then we sold them to people because we saw how these cases, they were stylable, you could make it fashionable, and it also solved the problem of where's my AirPods? Oh, it's just right here on my waist in a keychain, you know, easy. So we kind of solved the problem and we use that as a business structure. So you see, with products and services, it's a lot about perceived value, and that's what really makes businesses profitable. A product may cost less, but it has more value to the customer than how much it actually costs the supplier or the person that's selling it to you, you know? So I have a definition here. So a product may cost less to the customer, may cost less, but to the customer it has more value than how much it actually costs in terms of raw materials or to actually provide the service. And that's what gives businesses the ability to offer it to customers at a markup. So that's on the e-commerce and commerce service sides of things, where a product may be a simple solution, but because the problem it solves gives a lot more value to the customer, you're able to sell it at a higher price. In another video, I will discuss how to bring some of your ideas to life. It may be setting up a store that you see the need for, and that you'll be providing good quality products and excellent service to your customers. And okay, that's it for commerce. So we can talk about another way that you might have been exposed to, which is Forex markets. So there are also assets that people buy and hold for different time periods, whether long term or short term. So one way to do this is Forex. You can actually tell that the US currency is worth more than the Jamaican currency. So technically, if you had more US currency and you're using it against your Jamaican currency, as in you held more of your money in US currency, you would probably see more returns on that investment than holding your money in Jamaican currency, because the currency gains in value. So in Forex, in the foreign exchange, it's basically a chart that shows you the value of currencies against each other. So what you're really doing in Forex is you're looking to see trends that can tell when a currency is going to be worth more than the other, and you try to profit on the direction that the currency is going in. So I'm not personally an expert in the Forex market, but I'll direct you to some people down there in the description that I actually know that sell courses, or even I can direct you to free videos, but I'll have them separated down there in the description. But to gain access to the foreign exchange market, it's completely free. That's what I want you to know. It's free. You can use the link in my description. Just sign up for Hugosway. So it seems like a scam. I know Forex seems like a scam because of everyone is trying to sell it to you, And most people that you see that are selling Forex courses and they don't actually do Forex. That's what's called a MLM scheme, a multi-level marketing scheme, which is just people recruiting other people for a main business structure. This is a way for gaining income if you know a lot of people and if you're influential. But to me, this is just a scheme, because in the end, if you can't recruit anyone, you end up wasting your time and taking a loss, and nobody wants to take a loss, However, Forex is a platform that you can use to make money, but with everything, you have to actually take the time out to learn and understand it. Now, listen, the world we're living in right now is 2021. Everything you need to know is on the internet. Believe me, like, I'm not lying to you. There's 2 platforms that you need to use right now. There's YouTube that you're probably watching this video on right now, or there's Google that owns YouTube. Look at that. Google is the search engine. Google is literally a verb now. You can say, I'm going to Google something, because when you search for something, you Google it and you're generally going to find it, I need all of you to make use of the internet. Please, please, please. Like, if you're not making use of the internet, just subscribe to me. Believe me, I'll use the internet. I'll bring it to you and make sure that you get what you need to know out of Google or YouTube, I'll do reviews of other ways to make money. I'll go into depth into all of that. Don't worry about that. If you don't have the time or you're busy doing work, if you comment exactly what you need to know in the description, in the comments actually, I'll just get it out to you. I'll just make the content, put it out for you, and make sure that you have your research done. It's no problem for me. I love doing research. Don't worry. So, what I want you to know that there isn't a topic that you can't find on YouTube and learn using these platforms. It just usually takes more digging, and you will go through the learning process a little longer because you aren't really directly guided. So that's the struggle of it. Because you're not really being guided, you're gonna encounter some of the mistakes that probably everyone goes through, Then that's where courses come into play. I actually have people that I personally know that sell courses, and it's because they have went through the whole situation where they were learning on their own, or they probably bought another course, learned how to trade Forex for themselves. So they went through this entire process, and what they try to do, they try to compact it and try to teach other people, because in the end, they're using their time to teach you a skill that can probably make you more money than you ever spent on that course. But everyone should value their time. So don't expect that everyone is just going to try to give you everything for free. It never works like that. It hardly works like that, But yeah, let me get back to this. So in everything, there's always a struggle until you really gain an understanding and a breakthrough to become really profitable. Who knows, like, you can probably try this, then you see that you really pick up on the charts trend, like, almost easily. Like, you can see it all, You might become a success pretty easily, who knows? But it's worth a try, We only have one life, and we need to try things if we really want to get somewhere in life, It's never good to be complacent and to limit yourself and to think that you can't do. Like, I hate when people say you can't do this, you can't do that. We're not even using all of our brains even now. So we need to step up our game. Like, we have to at least try. Just try. Just try. Like, I'm just begging you, just try. Use your brain. Just do the research, put in the time, put aside an hour every night, whatever. Just watch a video, just read a book or something. You don't even have to read a book. I personally don't read a lot of books. I just do like audiobooks. I might read a book here and there, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I'm going to try to listen to it on an audiobook to try to get everything down in my ears, because I'm just not sitting down and reading the book like that, So, as is with anything, there's a risk of losing money, whether or not you learn the skill or not, But I'm willing to risk or lose $1 million to make $1 billion. And that's my plan. Like, I'm going for it. Like, I've lost a lot of money doing stocks, doing Forex. But what did that give me? That gave me an understanding. That gave me the opportunity to become profitable, because I actually spent the time, lost the money, and then became profitable. That's when you really understand strategies, you really see how the market works, and then you can use that to your advantage, So, trading Forex, you should treat it like a business. Like a business, you learn and you reach out to people for more information who are more experienced than you. So, reach out to people who are willing to explain, do your research, watch your videos, do your due diligence. Don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do. You are unlimited. Don't let anybody limit you. I hear people talk about they can't do this, they can't do that. I hate when people talk like that. We just need to go, all right? Don't let anybody limit you. If anybody talks like that to you, maybe you need to start talking to them a little less. You need to limit them. Just put them in their box and you go. Because you can do so much as a person. You don't even know. All of us have so much potential and we just have to go get it. We have 24 hours in a day. even if it means we spend less time sleeping just to get more time now, just to use more of our time now, we're gonna get back that time in the future. It's better that than we're working until we're 60. By the time we're ready to retire, we're dead. Our bodies all beat up. We never got the chance to experience this. We never got the chance to enjoy our lives. Nobody wants to live like that, and I don't want to see anybody living like that. I don't care if you're not an entrepreneur. We can find a way to make the money for you passively, easily, something that really fits your style. It doesn't have to be stocks. It doesn't have to be e-commerce. It can be something as simple as affiliate marketing. Just advertising to somebody something that you already use because you see the use of it, you know? So, as I said, I'll leave some links in the description for some Forex beginner YouTube courses. Just watch them. They're free YouTube videos. I'll just do the research, find some good ones, and also I'll leave in the description 3 courses from people I know. I know 3 courses that personally I can vouch for, that these people actually trade Forex and these people are profitable. These people know what they are doing. Okay? So let's move to another topic now. So let's move to my personal favorite. We're just trying to keep this video short because it's my first video. It's just an introduction. I'm just getting started, but I'm getting into it, you know? So my personal favorite, the stock market. Yes, the stock market. If you're on my Instagram, you probably always see me talk about Tesla. You see me talk about Arlo Technologies. You see me talk about Bitcoin. Sorry. I kind of take it down now because, like, I realize not a lot of people have the opportunity to trade stocks. So I'm trying to find a way to enable more people to invest so that when I'm posting, you have a better understanding. So that's actually why I'm doing more of these videos now, so I can give you a better understanding of what I'm showing you on my Instagram. And I'm going to show you like how I'm making money and why I choose certain stocks and what I look for in stocks. How can you see growth stocks? How can you profit? Things like that. So the stock market is it's all full of businesses, and everyone wants their businesses to be profitable. So the goal just about for everyone is to make money. All the companies in there are trying to make money. However, some stocks come in there and they have bad management, and those unscrupulous management, they try to take investors' money. But generally, if they try to mislead investors, there's something called the SEC. They actually step in and sues these false companies, and you can actually get your money back if you really follow through with the lawsuits and you actually reach out to them saying that you had invested your money and they were falsely advertising to us. So believe me, over the long run, stocks generally do good. I wouldn't tell you to invest in any penny stocks. I can't tell you to invest in anything either. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert. I'm just someone that invests my own money, and I just like to put my money where my mind is. I do my own research, and I feel confident in a lot of the companies that I invest in, and I know why I invest in them, you know? So why I don't really like penny stocks. Penny stocks are cheap. They're like dreams. They're like oversold dreams, you know? So it's like a large group of people hop into this stock. They pump it up to make it look like it's coming back to life, but it's really a dead stock. It's really a company that's probably gone bankrupt. They're under a lot of lawsuits. The management isn't really doing good. So I stay away from penny stocks. Stocks under $1, stocks probably under $5, unless I really do my research on the companies and see that they're a growth stock. I would not put my money there. Stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Home Depot, Walmart, Amazon, these are all companies that you probably have purchased things from. I'm pretty sure you've had a laptop. Maybe you're watching this on a laptop and there's Windows on it from Microsoft. You probably have an iPhone. That's an Apple product. You've probably been to Home Depot. You've probably shopped from Amazon. You've probably shopped from Walmart. There's just so many better stocks to preserve your wealth in. But basically, in the stock market, you're investing in expectancy of a company doing good or even better as time goes by. You might ask, how do I really profit from a stock? Well, if you are just buying and selling stocks, I'm not really going into doing stock options as yet. That's a little more technical. We'll go into that. We'll go into that on some later videos, But if you're just buying and selling stocks, you're affected by stock prices. Stock prices are generally affected by supply and demand. The higher the demand and the lower the supply, the higher price you're probably willing to pay for it because you want it, even though it's probably short or there's not a lot of stock there. You want more of it, so you're willing to pay a higher price or a premium for it. So high demand for a stock in relation to its supply will drive the stock price higher. The demand that really pushes the market might not be from retail investors like you and I. Retail investors are small investors that might not be putting in millions of dollars at one time in a stock, But institutional investors, those are the ones who really push the stock prices higher. They're investing billions and millions on behalf of people. So when they're putting in billions or millions of dollars, that money invested into the stock really pushes the stock price higher, So companies, they issue something called shares. Shares they're really imaginary, but they give you part ownership of a company. Companies use shares to clear debt, to raise and keep money for new ventures, to do new research, and to basically do anything that can make their business better overall. Well, that's what they should do with shares, or that's what they generally do with shares. So even some companies, just by holding a share of them, they pay out a dividend of their profits every quarter or however often they feel like they should pay out to their shareholders, However, companies aren't obligated to give dividends either. That's what I want you to know. Companies don't have to give dividend if they don't want to. But some big companies generally tend to give dividends to their shareholders. Companies like Coca-Cola, AT&T, company like Pfizer, company like Home Depot, Walmart, all of these companies give dividends to their shareholders. Amazon does not give a dividend, even though it's such a big company. But Apple gives dividends as well. Tesla doesn't give dividends either. So it's good to know which companies give dividend if you want to get quarterly payments from these companies, or some companies don't give dividend, and if you just see growth for them in terms of the stock price and what they're going to be valued for in the future, you do that, So the demand for shares are really driven by where investors see the company going in the future, whether long term or short term. If they see the company is growing and probably doing something that will change the world, chances are they're willing to pay a higher price for these shares as the demand goes up. And on the flip side, if the company is doing bad and are not making good development decisions, investors may lose interest, causing a drop in demand and resulting in a fall in the stock price. So if you had a share in a company and they're making bad investment decisions, they're losing the market share, they're not making any money, you would lose money as well by having that stock. But if they make a change in the company, they come up with a new product, they acquire a new company to say they're going to address a different market, or they're going to go into a different market to actually make some money, investors might step in because they see hope, they see where the company might grow, and that might push the price higher. So when you own one share of a company, say you own company Z at $0, any amount of Z shares that are any amount of the company Z shares that you bought at $100, if it move up $1, you get $1. If it loses $1, you lose $1. That's how you would basically, you get the percentage change, whether up or down in the company, you know. So how do I personally look at investing? So personally, when investing, I'm looking long term. So what the company has to offer, how they will shape the world, what technology they have coming in, what they're working on, and even who is running the company. Of course, there's other ways that you can look at to decide why you want to get into a company, but these are some of the things I tend to look at before I get into a company, like looking for a good person on the board, like a big entrepreneur, someone who doesn't, their businesses don't tend to fail, you know. They always come with new ideas that can withstand even something as bad as a pandemic. Sad to say we all went through that last year, but if you're watching this video now, we made it through and we're thankful. I hope most of you are staying safe, because it's a lot going on right now, and I hope some of you are more responsible to stop the spreading of what's really going on. But besides that, so a good business head is not going to let their company die. It just doesn't work like that. There aren't good entrepreneurs for just no reason. They don't just get the name for nothing. They've actually done the work. They've started successful companies, probably sold them, or probably still running them. So, for example, a Jeff Bezos, a Elon Musk, a Bill Gates, these are some of the richest men in the world. You wouldn't expect these men to enter into a company and the company fail. That would be bad for their track record. That just doesn't happen. They wouldn't do that. You know, like, just thinking about that on the surface, you might never see something like that. Okay? It wouldn't be in their best interest either for the companies to fail, because they themselves are very invested in these companies. When they go in, they tend to put their money where their mouth is as well. They put billions of dollars into these companies. Nobody wants to lose billions of dollars when you can just put in the work to actually save the companies, you know? So a lot of investing is about your psychology. So you really have to try and see where companies are working towards the future and how they're going to withstand the future. What's their customer base like, you know? So you have to really have a feel for what you're investing in. From my point of view, you have to know the product and to see the feasibility of the product before you even get into it. So this is not financial advice, but for example, Apple products. I'm 100% sure, and this is without a doubt, whoever is watching this video, you know someone with an iPhone. You have seen an iPhone. You know someone with an Apple Watch, maybe AirPods, someone who pays for Apple Music, someone who pays for the Apple Cloud service. These are all revenues for Apple. These make Apple profitable. That's just money that keeps coming in, And Apple is actually a dividend paying company. So Apple pays you dividends every 3 months, or every 4 months actually, just by owning one share of Apple stock. And Apple tends to actually grow until it just splits, and then it makes the stock price look more appealing to newer investors, So personally, I don't see Apple sinking even if they tried to. Think about it, like nobody is going to up and get rid of their iPhone, or not a lot of people are going to up and just get rid of their iPhone. It's hard. You have all these pictures on your cloud, you have all your messages on your cloud, you have all your music. Nobody is going to get up and just leave Apple like that. They have a strong business structure that can really retain customers, So over the decades, Apple has really built like a family look. Like people will always buy into Apple. They bring their kids into Apple. The kids grow up using the iPad, using the MacBook. Apple is really integrated into the world now to the point where you see it everywhere. There's no going around Apple at this point. I'm recording this on an Apple device right now actually. I have AirPods, I have an Apple Watch, It's a pretty good product, So if you had invested in Apple back in the day, when people weren't willing to pay a lot for it, you'd have gained now, because Apple has been constantly gaining and people can see where it's poised for the future. Even Apple has released the Apple car. People are going to just buy this car because it's an Apple device. Apple is going to make it so simple for you to probably open the door with your phone. Just something that's really going to catch you into this Apple device, like the full integration of all the devices. Apple, very smart company, So you would have gained on your investment from when you invested to whenever you choose to sell, if you had bought back then. On inverse, something bad can happen, like if they had gotten a lawsuit or they had privacy issues, the stock price would have fell because investors would have lost hope in Apple or lost a little faith in them, and that would have caused the price to actually fall, and you would have lost some money there. But over the long term, the stocks generally go up if they have a good business structure, So I personally hold Apple along with other stocks because I see where they're actually shaping our future, and they continue to generate consistent revenue in the current economy. Pandemic or no pandemic, people are buying Apple phones, people are buying Apple devices. Also, another thing on psychology, if you don't see where the company will be in years to come, if you invest and the company has a pullback, or a pullback is another term for the price falls down from when you invest in it, you might be tempted to sell, and that would actually lock in your losses because you haven't done your research and you have zero confidence in the company and what they do. You're not going to want to hold that company. You don't feel it. It doesn't sit well with you to hold a company. You don't believe in them generally, So I want you to always do your research anytime you're looking at these stocks. I can show you what to look for in stocks. I'm going to come with other videos where I explain more on the psychology behind choosing some of the stocks. Also, I want you to always do your research. I will tell you stocks I'm looking at, stocks I may buy into, what kind of technologies they have coming out, what business models they're bringing to the table, and why I like them. However, that doesn't mean that you will profit from buying these stocks. You can lose. I may lose as well. I may lose all my money. But because my research was done, I know why I like them, and I know that I believe in these companies and they have good prospects for the future. So There are also companies that will never stop making money as they complement other business models, such as electric vehicles and batteries. That's something new that's coming out. There's Apple, and there's the company that makes Apple audio components, such as the microphone, the audio part of the phone. That's Cruisy Doozy. No, that's not Cruisy Doozy. That's Cruise Technology. Sorry, I'll cut that. Yeah, Cruise. Yeah, that's Cirrus Technology. My bad. But I'll cut out that. That's Cirrus Technology, who makes Apple's audio aspects to their phone. Also, say companies that buy and sell cars. There's car parts companies like AutoZone that do really good. There's companies that also benefit from electric vehicles coming about, charging station companies. There's a list. The list is almost endless, and I will try to just keep you updated on what I'm looking at and what's going on in our economy. There are makeup, cosmetic companies, there are space companies, cannabis companies, space travel companies, there are travel companies, hotel companies, food companies, all types of companies, software companies. The list goes on and on and on. So to almost everything you can imagine, there's a company that sees where they can be profitable in a market space, and they're taking advantage of this space. So I will even show you some of the company's revenues, if they're profitable or not, and when they project that they will be profitable. Honestly, there are so many ways for you to position your money in the market to be profitable. The intention is always to be profitable in the long term and the short term, but you have to really see the value in the companies before other investors see it, essentially, and not try to just follow the hype, because that's when you actually lose money. Because some short-term investors may have seen the value, bought into this company. When it really makes a big uptrend or the price really goes up, they sell this company for a quick profit, quick short-term profit. So I advise everyone to just do your own research and learn as much as you can. You may sign up for stocks if you are in the US using the link in the description down there on the Robinhood account down there. You can sign up if you're in the US. And if you're in Jamaica, you may reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, and we can guide you on how to make a TD Ameritrade account. You don't need a US bank account. All you need is a passport, driver's license, a bank statement showing your address, and a utility bill showing your address. I would advise anyone to sign up, even if you're not really that interested into stocks. It doesn't cost to sign up, and just in case you ever get interested, you'd have the platform ready to go to just deposit the money, and you can say, I believe in this stock for the long term. I'll just buy it and hold, So I'm holding most of my investments long term. I'm holding to see what these companies will return me in the next 5 to 10 years based on my research. This is not my only way to make money. I'm opening other sources of income to turbocharge my way to freedom, and I want to take all of you with me. If you made it to the end of my video, honestly, I know this has been a long video, but thank you so much for just watching it. I know it's a lot. I'll be coming out with more videos on financial education and technology tutorials, as I said. Just like the video, comment what you'd want me to talk about next. I have video ideas, but if you want to ask me to do something personally, just comment it. I'll probably just read it, put it on the channel, and do it. Alright? So share with your friends. Click the bell below to set up notifications for my channel every time I post, and subscribe to my channel. Happy New Year to you, and this year will be different. We'll be successful. I promise you, just stick with me. We'll get through all this. Believe me. Thank you. See you later. Next video.